Straus Project rolls on. We are with Eddie Veliz of KYNG. Hey, thanks for joining us today.
How are you? Both
Good.
Cameras?
You guys are fresh off the Rock on the Range at Columbus. That must have been a hell of a show. I saw some video from it. What was that like?
It was great. We had a wonderful time there. We were lucky enough to be canceled from our first set time, which was 3, by the God of Thunder. And we ended up coming back at 5 o'clock. So it was a better slot for us, and it worked out great. And we had a great show, so it all worked out.
It seemed like a lot of focus was on the passing of Chris Cornell and the tribute that went on there. Can you describe a little bit about that experience and what Chris meant to you guys in your music?
We weren't there in time for the actual Chris Cornell tribute. I think that happened on the Friday night when Soundgarden was supposed to play. We played Saturday, but we had our own little homage, if you will. You know, we did do a hunger strike, Temple the Dog. And, you know, we were just so compelled to do it. We had to do it, you know, and we kind of brushed up on it the night before and went into the song. And you could see, like, friends and family who came out to the shows, you know, and they were on side stage. And the audience was really, like, into it. And, they, you know, once we kicked into that song, people were, like, super stoked. And then when I got through that first verse, and everyone was just like, holy crap, it sounds great. And then by the second, third verse, you see everybody's like just faces like get into this emotional tears, you know, coming down people's eyes. And we had some friends who were just putting their glasses down. You could see like just tears coming from their face. And you're like, the impact that band and that man had on a lot of people was deep, you know. So we were just really stoked to have that chance to even have that stage to show how much we cared about the guy, you know, and cared about his music. And, you know, not very many people got to do that, and we did.
I feel like that's a topic that is not talked about as much as it should be in a favorable light in terms of depression. And I was reading your press release and that you guys used it as a motivator and used it to help write your new album. And I feel like music is something that should be a reason to live, not a reason to die. Yeah. So how do you guys translate something that can be so painful into something so pleasurable?
You know, I don't know. You really just have to take music's therapy to the artist. You know, it really is. Without it, you know, I'm able to take what has happened to my personal life. You know, Burn the Serum was strongly influenced by what was happening between my brother and I, and you know, he was you know, struggling with alcoholism, and then he had passed away, and it all reflected on that record. Breathe in the Water, you know, I was having other issues with other things, you know, and I was able to take it and put it on paper and release it and give it to others. I don't need it anymore, you know what I'm saying? I sing those songs, but that was my release. To me, it's the music, the words are gone, you know, they're off my shoulder, they're out there, and it goes into another person who is feeling the same way, and sometimes they're like, this is exactly how I feel. You are able to capture express what I'm feeling, and then they take it and they go along with it, and it has nothing to do with you anymore, you know, it's just becomes music.
It's a huge release. So you have your influences that you brought to the band, Van Halen, Black Sabbath, and Grand Funk Railroad, is that right?
Oh, a ton. We are influenced by many a band. You know, Sabbath, Zeppelin, Jethro Tull, Pantera, Megadeth, Metallica, Opeth, whoever. You know, we love music. Stone Temple Pilots, Prince, Blind Melon. You know, it's all in there. You know, we do take from everything we love. You know, we love a lot of bands.
And you guys are based out of Los Angeles, so you have that kind of desert, kind of low-end, grungy sound too. I mean, how would you describe it?
I mean, we deemed it very early on California heavy. You know. But it is what it is. It's a conglomerate of everything we love, you know, from Queens of the Stone Age and, you know, Fireball Ministry. And, you know, we love a lot of bands and Van Halen, you know. So it's not hard to take inspiration from all of them, you know, and just have it there, you know.
So when you're writing and you have that inspiration, how do you sit together and write as a group, or do you write individually and then bring ideas to each other? How does that work with you guys?
The last couple of records, I've been taking the brunt of just holding and taking melodies and riffs that I accumulate throughout the touring process, and I'll show it to the guys, and And maybe Tony or Pepe might be like, oh, I don't know if I like that. How about this? And they'll throw an idea. I'm like, oh, that's cool too. We'll just start slowly. But I'll take most of it and present it to the dudes. And then if their eyes light up when I show it to them, then that's when we keep moving with the song. If I show them a song, they go like, oh, that's cool. That always goes back in the back burner. You can just see it on the instant of first listen. Their eyes either light up or they just go, oh yeah, that's cool. And when they light up, that's when you go, that's the one. Let's keep working with that. Yeah.
And you guys have this blue collar kind of work ethic. You guys call yourself kind of the DIY band. You do your own
everything. We do everything from our driving to our teching to our merching. We always get confused because we'll go on stage and we'll do all our line checks and make sure all the guitars are tuned and ready to rock. And then we're like, okay, light it up, sound guy. And then people are like, well, where's the band? And we're like, we are the band. Then we kick in and people, they slowly start working in towards the end of the set. They're like, oh, this you guys are amazing. So that's how it works. That's our typical show.
And it's kind of old school in that way, and that's how everybody started, right? I mean, nobody had a crew when they were first starting out as a band.
Yeah, maybe at some point in the 80s or early 90s that was the thing, but not for us. Not in this day and age.
Okay, so you guys are going to be back here in Chicago in the summer for open air.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be rad. That's gonna be super awesome. Yeah, we can't wait for that one. We're on the good night. A lot of good bands. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. It's the second open air festival. It was a huge success last year. I don't know, were you there last year by chance?
No, but we wanted to be.
It's a good time. I highly recommend you come see King at open air. Yeah. Okay. Couple more things and then I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. Who would you like to play with? I heard somebody earlier ask you this question. I didn't get the answer, so it's going to be a surprise to me. Who would you choose to play with? You guys have opened for a ton of great bands and had a lot of great opportunities, but if you could pick somebody to do a project with, who would it be?
To do a project or do a run?
Either or.
I mean, of course, we would love to do like the main dudes. We'd love to jam with Metallica. We'd love to have a real proper tour with Metallica and or Foo Fighters and or Queens of the Stone Age or, Coheed is a really good band that we'd love to tour with. I think we'd do a killer with them. Yeah, I mean, Paul McCartney, give it to me, man. What else? What else? Jimmy Page, Black Crowes would be awesome if we could get those dudes to not fight anymore. that'd be awesome. We would love to do another Megadeth run, and we love touring with Clutch. That's always awesome. We love touring with those dudes. Mastodon would be another good. I mean, that could go on. Mastodon, Down.
I'm a big Megadeth guy. They're going to be at open air. Do you know Dave Mustaine?
Yes, we do know Dave Mustaine very well. He took us out on the Countdown to Extinction tour, the 20th anniversary, and we had a blast. From the first day of that run to the end, we were just we had the best time with Dave Mustaine. He's just such a rad dude. So, yeah, let's do that again.
Okay, give me something that you have to have with you when you write.
A pencil.
Something else.
Paper.
Something.
Inspiration is what you need, and inspiration can hit at any moment. So, when I sit down to write a song, I never sit with the idea of I hated school, so I don't study or
scheduled inspiration.
Scheduled inspiration because you can't. It's impossible. There's dudes out there who's just like, man, I was so f***ing high, or I was drunk and I was on this, and then I wrote this riff. And I was like, well, you didn't have to be any of that. It was gonna hit you regardless. Inspiration. You could be on the shitter and you're like, holy f***, that's a good riff. And if you don't have a guitar and you're not recording it, you might lose out on something amazing. So luckily we all have phones that have recorders in them. So if you have I've been at Disneyland and in line getting on a ride and I hear something, I'm like, holy shit, that'd be cool. And I just get in my phone and whisper it or sing it.
It's a small world after all, right?
You wouldn't even know, but that is the deepest riff. It's amazing. The tracks of the Matterhorn.
Good from here, by the way.
Yeah, good. Inspiration hits you when it wants to hit you. You're not the controller of that.
So, as far as touring and playing big festivals, like those 3-day festivals that you guys are on, you're going to be on open air in Chicago. Is that the way to make the living now? I feel like a lot of bands are teaming up and doing these big mega shows rather than trying to sell out arenas by themselves because people want more value.
People want more value for the buck. People also don't give a where the music comes from these days. You know, it's instant gratification. They don't give a crap that I had to live in Texas for 2 months to write this last record. You know, they don't care that, you know, I was going through some crazy emotional stuff at that time as well. They don't care. They just like, oh, songs Spotify, oh, songs iTunes, oh, YouTube. It's all there already.
I feel like we're the last generation that actually sat down with the physical product,
Completely.
the artwork, the whole thing, and sat there and read the lyrics while the album is playing.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it used to be.
It's not, definitely. You know, and we still come from that old school area where like this Breathe in the Water rather, from beginning to end. It is, the track listing is cool, like it plays out in a way that an album should play out, you know. A lot of people miss that point because they just want that one song. You know. So we try to make it so that you want to buy the record, so people talk about it, and we've slightly succeeded. On our first record was like that, Trampled Sun, where we had so much time to put that one together and write all the songs, and every song the track listing just runs and you could listen to it from beginning to end, and it's all like one song in, you know, chopped up into like 14 songs. Second record, I was vetoed to like, oh, people don't listen to records like that, so it doesn't matter what the track listing sounds like. And I was like, well, I listen to the records like that. And we're just like, no, it's just gonna waste time. And I was just like, well, that's bullshit. So the track listing to the part to Burn the Serum is not my favorite. So that being said, when Breathe in the Water came out, I was like, I'm creating a track listing, and these are how the songs go. And we have interludes and cool shit in between it, and you have to listen to it from top to bottom. And it's great. It's a great record.
King's Breathe in the Water is out now. It's on Razor and Tie, and they will be back in Chicago at Open Air in July. That's Eddie Veliz from KYNG. Thanks for joining the Straus Project.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Bye.